Assalamu alaikum everyone. We have to start our class with the name of Almighty Allah. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Rabbi zidni ilma. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Students, this is your physics class, and today we have to start a new chapter number 9 from your textbook, and the topic name is sources and effects of heat energy. What is heat and why the heat is necessary? Heat is an essential requirement for life. In addition to keeping our bodies warm, we need heat for many other purposes. So first of all, we have to study about some sources of heat. The first and the most important source of the heat is sun. Sun is the biggest source of heat. Sun's heat reaches the earth in the form of radiations. The second source of heat is metabolism. We keep our bodies warm and alive by the heat produced from the food during its metabolism in the body cells. The third source of heat is burning of wood, coal and oil. We cook food and warm our rooms by the heat produced by burning of wood and natural gas. Fourth source of heat is electricity. Electricity is also used to produce heat. Now we have to discuss some effects of heat. There are two types of effect that heat can cause. First is thermal expansion and the second one is thermal contraction. Actually, all the material objects are made up of tiny particles such as atoms and molecules. Now, when thermal expansion occurs, expansion of material objects on heating means when the object is heated, thermal expansion occurs. Contraction of material objects on cooling means when the object is cooled, contraction of material occurs. Now we have to discuss thermal expansion and contractions of solids. How the thermal expansion and contraction occur in solid materials. On heating, what happens? The vibratory motions of their particles become fast. Means, in case of solid, the vibratory motions of the particles of the solid become fast. So, when the motion become fast, thermal expansion occur. On cooling, what happens? The vibratory motions of their particles slows down. Means the vibratory motions of the particles of the solids slows down, and as a result, contraction occur. Similar is the case with the liquid. Now we have to discuss thermal expansion and contraction of liquids. On heating, the vibratory motion of their particles become fast, and as a result, expansion occur. And when on cooling, the vibratory motion of their particles slows down and contraction occur. Now we have to discuss thermal expansion and contraction of gases. On heating, the vibratory motion of their particles become fast, and as a result, expansion of gases occur. On cooling, the vibratory motion of their particles slows down, and as a result, contraction occur. Means the same results occur in solid, liquid and gases on heating and on cooling. Now we have to discuss some applications of expansion and contraction of solids. First effect is riveting. A rivet is a small cylindrical and smooth shaft. The rivet is heated to make it red hot and is inserted in the holes of the plates. The ends of the rivets are then hammered into a round shape. When the rivet cools and contracts, it firmly grips the plates together. Here is the picture of rivet. Rivet is used to join the plates of metals. Now, the second applications of expansion and contraction of solid is fixing a metal tire over the wheel. The metal tire, which are fixed over the wooden wheels of the cart, are slightly smaller than the wheels when they are cold. On heating, the metal tire expands and its diameter increases. Then hot tire can easily be fitted onto the wheel. Here is the picture of wooden wheel. Now the third application is fixing axle into a wheel. This method is mostly used to fit in the axle of the train wheels. In this method, contraction is used instead of thermal expansion. And here is the picture of fixing axle into a wheel. Now we have to discuss the applications of bimetallic strips. Bimetallic strips are mostly used in electric iron and in fire alarm. In these appliances, actually, a thermostat is used. A thermostat is a device that is used to control temperature in electrical appliances. Now we have to discuss the effects of expansion and contraction of solids in everyday life. In our daily life, we pay special attention to deal with thermal expansion and contraction of solids in various construction projects. First is expansion gaps in concrete roads. In hot summer, the concrete used to build roads expand. If no space is provided for its expansion, the road surface cracks. Second is railway tracks. Two sections of a railway track are not welded together. Instead, they are laid with gaps between them. This allows expansion and contractions of rails during summer and winter season. Third effect of expansion and contraction of solid is expansion of bridges. Iron girders are used in the construction of bridges. One end of each girder is fixed while the other end rests on the rollers. A gap is also left at descent. In this way, the girders can move forward and backward during expansion and contraction. Overhead power lines and telephone wires. Overhead telephone and electricity wires installed on poles expands during hot weather and contracts in cold weather. The wires between two poles are given a certain amount of sag so that they may contract in winter without snapping. Fifth effect is large bends in pipes. The pipes through which hot and cold liquid or gas flows are often given bends so so that they may expand or contract without cracking. Now we have to discuss about the uses of expansion and contraction of liquids. The expansion and contraction property of liquid is widely used in different techniques. For example, mercury and alcohol are used in thermometers. Now we have to discuss the peculiar behavior of water. From 0 degree to 4 degree centigrade, water contracts, means its volume decreases and density increases. And from 4 degree centigrade to 0 degree centigrade, water begins to expand and its volume increases and its density decreases. And at 0 degree centigrade, water freezes. Due to peculiar behavior of water, when it freezes, it expands and density of ice becomes less than water. That is why ice floats on water surface. In this way, aquatic life survives underneath frozen lakes and ponds. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Meet you again inshallah. Allah Hafiz.